Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla for those of you who don't know me, and I do weight loss and fashion and pregnancy type content here on YouTube and also on my Instagram, which is half of Carla. If that's something you like, please consider subscribing to my channel. I try and bring out a new video every single week, and I'd really appreciate it if you joined our community here by subscribing. You can turn on the notifications so you never miss a new video when I put them up. And also, if you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite non-scale victories. So you might be wondering, what are non-scale victories? So typically when we're losing weight, we always talk about the importance of the actual weight, like the number going down on the scales. However, when you have a considerable amount of weight to lose, and even if you don't, there can be so many little victories that happen between, well, for me, between losing 1 pound and losing 183 pounds. If I didn't have any kind of victories and didn't celebrate those victories, it would have been really, really difficult for me to stay with my head in the game the whole way through. But it's the fact that you have all these beautiful victories that you get to achieve the whole way down through your weight loss, no matter how much weight you have to lose. That's really something that kept me motivated. It kept me being able to be consistent and just made weight loss for me a lot more of an enjoyable process. So today I'm going to talk to you about my top non-scale victories. Some of these might seem really frivolous, but some of them are actually really impactful to my life. So some of them are quite life-changing. Non-scale victory number 1 is probably every plus-size overweight girl's fantasy, which is something that I was not able to do. I actually don't even remember pre-losing weight when I was able to do this last. And that is crossing my legs. So just to give you a bit of context, I started losing weight when I was 33. So my last weight loss journey began at 33. So I don't remember, I've been plus size, obese, morbidly obese since I was a teenager. So I don't remember being able to cross my legs. I know it's been such a nightmare every time, if you to sit on a stool, you just sit with your legs open, because my legs were so big that I just wasn't able to cross them. So that's non-scale victory number 1. And I remember, my God, the feeling the first day that I was able to cross my legs. I remember sitting on my couch and I just did it automatically. It was just the thing. And I realized, my legs are crossed. And it was my right leg over my left leg. And then a few weeks later, I was able to get my left leg over my right leg, which I know sounds really weird and a little bit strange. But believe me, it had a huge impact being able to do both as well. So that's non-scale victory number 1. Non-scale victory number 2 is not having to contort my body anymore in order to do things. What do I mean by that? So if you have ever been obese and you've had like a big stomach or you've got big legs, that that sometimes it can be really difficult to do simple things like putting your leg up so that you can paint your toenails. There's my leg up now. Or being able to tie your laces like that, being able to do it like in this position, being able to sit cross-legged on a chair, being able to sit like in a cross-legged lotus position anywhere. I used to have to completely contort my body in order to do really simple things like painting my toenails, like tying my shoelaces, like putting socks on, because my body was in the way, and that doesn't happen anymore. So that's non-scale victory number 3 is room in the bath. Then I don't create a dam of water anymore. So if you've ever been in a bath and you've been overweight, and sometimes it depends maybe on the country as well how big our baths are. In Ireland, our baths aren't that big because we have smaller houses, but I know it's a case for a lot of people around the world. Like if you're getting into a bath, you fill up the water and then you actually create this dam so your back doesn't have that much water in it. That doesn't happen anymore. So I love baths. They're one of the ways that I like to relax the most, and being able to have like a full bath and be covered in the bath, not have things like hanging out anymore and getting cold. That's so fantastic. I will say things have slightly changed since I got pregnant, and the bump is out and the boobs are out because you know, they're much bigger now, but hopefully this will all go back when the baby's born. Non-scale victory number 4 is kneeling. It's something that I don't think I even realized how difficult it was until I lost weight and I was able to kneel without pain, without feeling a pressure on my legs as if my legs were going to explode every time I was kneeling. It made life so much easier being able to kneel. If I'm doing a yoga class, I don't feel like I'm kind of half sitting up. I actually have a photo of me at an award ceremony where I won an award, and I literally had to kneel on the edge of a stage with like hundreds of people behind me, and like I was contorted and I was about like a foot higher than everybody because I wasn't able to get down and kneel enough. And that brings me on to my next non-scale victory, which is getting up off the ground. That used to be so challenging for me, and now I can still, even pregnant, just hop straight right up off the ground. Makes life so much easier. And that's one of those beautiful things about non-scale victories, is just taking that note of like, wow, this has made my life so much easier being able to do this. Non-scale victory number 6 is not having to worry about fitting into spaces anymore. I cannot tell you how much of an impact that has made on my life, not having to worry about that anymore. So what do I mean? So if I was going out to a restaurant with friends, I would actually worry about what the seats were going to be like, if the seats were going to have handles. I have turned down invites because I know that I wasn't able to fit into the spaces in certain restaurants. One of my favorite restaurants in Dublin is Yamamori, and they have small benches, and I would be worried about whether I'd be able to fit into that or not. I've turned down really beautiful dinners with colleagues and networking events because I've known that the seats were going to have handles on them and I wasn't going to be able to fit into them easily. I've actually had to perch on one butt cheek on the side of an office desk, an office chair, during a grant application presentation, which was this huge process for me in my day job. And I was concentrating the entire time on the chair and not concentrating on the actual grant and the board who were asking me questions. Thinking about like getting into an airplane seat. Holidays used to be a huge, like obviously I would look forward to them, but also they were this huge source of anxiety for me because I was wondering whether today I would fit into the chair on the airplane. Was I going to need to have a seatbelt extender again? And how was I going to ask for that seatbelt extender without anybody noticing and without having that shame? So that's such a relief to me that now I don't have to think about that anymore. It's not something that even crosses my mind. And that is really the non-scale victory, is not even concerning myself about it, not even having to worry that that's a possibility anymore. Non-scale victory number 7 is the confidence that I have in myself. Now, I don't believe that I have confidence in myself purely because I lost weight. If you've seen my How I Lost 183 Pounds video, which I'll link down below, you know that I also went on a mental health journey that coincided with my weight loss. My weight loss is a happy side effect of my belief in myself, and my being able to lose weight was because I feel so much better about myself and I don't have this constant negative self-talk anymore. And the confidence that I feel in myself and the belief that I have in myself is a huge non-scale victory, because I know that I have done this. I have done something that a lot of people feel is impossible, and that's because of their life-limiting beliefs. I was one of those people. I never believed that I would be able to lose this amount of weight, but I've showed up for myself every single day in order to achieve that. And by doing so, completely built my belief in myself and my confidence in myself, which has made a huge difference to every area of my life. I believe more in my own voice, in my own words, and my own actions, which is something I wish for everybody. Going from something like confidence to my next non-scale victory might seem a bit frivolous, but honestly, my next one, non-scale victory number 8, is shopping in standard sizes. I love fashion. I have always loved fashion. I have an alternative style, so I always wear darker colors. I like things that are kind of like slightly romanticized. I like to wear flowers like this, but so long as they're dark. A little bit goth, a little bit rocker, a little bit metaler, but of course I would always have this image of what I wanted to look like in my head, and then when I put clothes on that were, even if they were available, which was rare in my size, oh my God, what I would admonish myself. It was awful. I was so negative to myself. I just didn't like the way I looked. And no matter how much I tried to like it, I just didn't like it. For reference, pre-losing weight, I was a UK size 24, but really a 26, which is a US 2022. And then when I lost my weight, I became a UK 8 to 10, which is a US 4 to 6. But if I have a wedding coming up or something, if I'm going out, like I'm the godmother for my godchild and I was going to her christening, I didn't even have to think about an outfit. I just went to my wardrobe and was able to pick something out in the style that I want to wear, that I love wearing, not just because it fits, but because I actually want to wear it and I enjoy wearing it. I like to use the term, and you've probably heard me say it, showing up for yourself. And that can take so many different modes. But for me, showing up for yourself, or one way that I show up for myself every single day, is I get dressed into things that I really like. Because for 33 years of my life, I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to wear and look the way I wanted to. And now I am. I'm able to do that. And it's such a fantastic feeling. Non-scale victory number 9 is being fit. I cannot tell you how good it feels for me to be fit. I hated exercise my whole life. Couldn't stand it. And of course I couldn't. I was carrying so much extra weight. Some people who are obese are like amazing at exercise, and I like hold my hands up to them and say, you are fantastic. I used to be really good in the gym. I was really strong. My leg, I could do a leg press of 175 kg. That was like my personal best, which I was so proud of. But I wasn't fit. I was strong, but I wasn't fit. My cardiovascular fitness was appalling. When I started my journey, it was in the like poor section on my Fitbit app, and now it is above average, I think, or it's like it's very good. It's very good. And finally, non-scale victory number 10 is probably the most impactful, I think, that I have ever felt, and that is being able to conceive. For those of you who don't know, and I mentioned it slightly, I'm nearly 6 months pregnant now, and I'm having not the most challenging, slightly challenging pregnancy with low blood pressure, but I can't tell you how good it feels. So to give you a bit of back context, when I started my weight loss journey in January 2020, I was 33 years old and my partner and I wanted to have a baby, but I really wanted to lose the weight so that I could have a healthy pregnancy and a non-complicated, non-medically intervened birth. That's really important to me. And I went to my doctor and did a fertility, a kind of the basic fertility test to test my egg reserves to see if I had time to wait. And the results came back really negative, really, really negative. Like, they weren't looking great. Now, it didn't necessarily mean that I wasn't going to be able to conceive. It didn't mean that I was necessarily going to have a challenge, but like most likely it was going to be really difficult, and I probably would have had to have had some kind of fertility intervention. When I reached my goal weight, I got pregnant within 1 month of reaching my goal weight. Now, I don't believe that it's directly because I had lost weight, like that I had reached my goal weight and therefore tick, it happened. I think it was more to do with my overall lifestyle change and how healthy I had become, because I was fit, I was super active, I was eating and still eating a really, really healthy diet. And that has had such a change to my body, because I know how much better my body feels. But the fact is now that I was able to conceive, I was so, so happy. I was so, so happy. And I think it was more to do with my overall lifestyle change and how healthy I had become, because I was fit, I was eating a really, really healthy diet. And that has had such a change to my body, because I know how much better my body feels. But the fact is now that I was able to conceive, without any intervention, without anything. And I am so grateful that I was, because I really didn't think I was going to be able to. I thought it was going to be a really big challenge and that we might not be able to have children. But now the little squirm, I'm holding my belly, you can't see my belly today, but I'm so happy that I'm nearly 6 months pregnant. He's viable now, my pregnancy is going really well, and be able to be in the best place to take care of him and to birth him in the way that I want to. And that's honestly like the best non-scale victory that I could ever have asked for. I have to say, like, I'm really proud of myself for the work that I've put in order to lose this weight. It hasn't been easy. It's been simple, but it hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of work, but it's worth it. And all of those non-scale victories all the way down made it worth it. And there are so many more than this top 10 list. I can't even begin to name all of them. I don't think I realized how difficult my life was until it wasn't difficult anymore. So guys, that's the end of this video. I really hope you liked it. I have talked for 22 minutes. I was hoping to make this under 10, but that never happens for me. So if you have got to the end of the video, please leave me a black heart emoji in the comments down below. And yeah, I really appreciate all of you taking the time to watch this video. If you like it and you like this type of video, or if you have any other suggestions, leave them down below. Give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.